Grazie di essere qui con noi per la conferenza stampa di Rosi. Come avete visto sono entrati in questo momento Sam Claflin e Lily Collins e il regista Ditter. E si aggiunge a noi anche il produttore Martin Moskowitz.
I thought it was great because it reminds me a lot of when Harry met Sally, and I truly believe that everybody had the situation where they were like maybe secretly but in love with their best friend. So I think it's a very relatable thing.
Bene, prima di dare la parola a voi, in realtà volevo fare una domanda al produttore, nel senso che l'altro giorno abbiamo avuto qui la conferenza stampa di Cresce, che è un film con dei bambini, e tradizionalmente i bambini sono alcuni dei soggetti più complessi da dirigere, da coinvolgere in una cosa così faticosa e complicata come il cinema. Questo è un film su teenager. Se il cinema assomiglia alla vita, dovrebbe essere molto più complicato farlo con i teenager o con qualcuno che deve interpretare dei teenager. Volevo chiedere se è stato effettivamente così.
I think it's a question for Christian more than for me. In this case, it was all about the material and about the cast. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you'll see that it's the chemistry that's on screen is so outrageously great, and that makes the film with a fantastic story. And doesn't really matter whether it's teenagers or children or adults. It's all about a story that grabs you and the performance that makes you believe that this is actually happening.
Mario, before we open it up, I'd like to just ask a question to Lily and Sam, because I think one of the things that makes the film work so well is that you create this incredibly believable relationship between each other, and there's a very strong sense of the intimacy of that. I wonder if you could each talk a little bit about working with Christian to create that real sense of truthfulness somehow.
Well, the first time that Sam and I met was with Christian at a hotel, and he basically just had us sit this close to each other, and we had to make observations about one another and give reasons as to why we thought that the other person was doing the action that they were doing. And it really forced us to kind of get into the psyche of one another and to break down any awkward boundaries right away, because that was probably the most awkward thing to do right away with two people that had never met. But it was this amazing experience that we then had to share from that point on. We had a history, we had something that was already there that wasn't, you couldn't create a scene that was better than that. It just happened the way that it happened, and it only happened that way because it was Sam and I think, I felt like when I met Sam that I'd known him for years, and that's kind of a rare thing. And you can try to work on that, but there was nothing to be worked on. I think it was all just kind of moving forward, knowing that, and creating new memories to add to the story.
Buongiorno, Francesca Pierleoni. Volevo chiedere a Sam e a Lily, visto che il film è tratto da un bestseller di un'autrice molto amata, soprattutto dai più giovani, Cecilia Ahern, volevo sapere quanto spazio vi siete presi per creare i personaggi e quanto invece siete stati ai personaggi come li avete letti nel libro. Grazie.
I did not read the book before shooting. I've been in a couple films now that have started out as books, and I find that it gets quite complicated when you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of pages, or sometimes 4 or 5 books in a series, and then you have a script which can only be a maximum of like 2 hours, and everything is condensed so much that what's in the book, is it in the script, is what's in the script in the book, and it gets quite confusing. So it's more the essence of the character that I try to make sure I'm bringing into the movie, but also having Cecilia on set quite a bit and having her blessing and having her enthusiasm is more important to me than having the book's enthusiasm. You know, it's like having the actual author sign off on your perspective on a character is so important. And I think what attracted me about this script was that I felt that I was Rosie. So I felt that there were so many Rosie-isms that melted in with Lily-isms that they kind of came naturally. So I wanted to bring the essence of Rosie, but I felt that she was so similar to me that I felt that I was kind of just living what I was reading. And Sam? How do you feel?
I had read the book prior to shooting, but not before I'd read the script for the first time, and I think for obvious reasons the interpretation of the script had to change slightly, and therefore the characters had to sort of slightly alter. But at the same time, there wasn't any drastic kind of personality traits that were missed or, you know, needed adding. And I think similar to Lily in the fact that she felt very similar to Rosie, I didn't even feel like I felt like Alex. I was Alex, you know, and I don't mean that in a method acting kind of way. I didn't go method and live like Alex and go to Harvard University. But, you know, I think our personalities are identical, and every choice that he makes along the way, I think I would have made the right, and not the right choice, the same choice. And so therefore it's sort of easy, I think, to approach a script like that. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that before, but I also think it's important to... everyone interprets a novel or a character and so differently, and I experienced the sort of worst negative end of that with Finnick Odair and Hunger Games. Like, everyone was like, he's totally not Finnick Odair, but you can't make everybody happy. You have to do what you can with what you're given, and you do the best you can. And I hope people enjoy our interpretations of the characters that we screw. Yeah. just gonna leave it there. Thank you very much. Elvis.